It was 100 degrees in the shade at his farmhouse, but none of us minded it because in front of our eyes stood three absolute marvels of motoring history and timeless. Today we are in the company of a man who's quite simply a legend in India's vintage car world, Mr. Ranjit Malik. An absolute guide and an unwavering custodian of automotive heritage, Mr. Malik has spent decades preserving his machines and likes of those which we have only seen in books and museums. He just doesn't store them. He drives them, restores them, brings them back to life. One of his crowning achievements is a 1925 Rolls-Royce Phantom, which you're going to see shortly. Wasting no more time, let's go meet the man himself, Ranjit Malik. I'm with Mr. Ranjit Malik today at his abode, where he spends his time curating Rolls-Royces. He's one of the top collectors and curators in India, and just about everybody you know has definitely bought a Rolls-Royce from him. The passion has gone from a previous generation to him and now passed on to the young ones. We are going to cover 4 to 5 cars which he really loves today. The passion rules more than the resources that are required for cars such as this and cars such as this. This one is an old one, but an absolute beauty. We're going to talk about it soon as I get him over. I'm very excited, Mr. Malik. Thank you for having me over.
My pleasure.
Today we are starting with 2 of his Rolls Royces. We're going to start with one, and I'm going to take you inside. This is a 1930...
Phantom III.
And the one over there is a 1930...
One Cadillac V16.
Now this is a Rolls Royce. Over to him. About this. When did you buy it? What is it? Is it?
So we've had it for a better part of 7-8 years. It was imported into India about 15-20 years back. And the speciality of this particular model was this was the most sophisticated Rolls-Royce made in the pre-war years. So to compete with the top of the range cars, Rolls-Royce came out with a 12-cylinder car which was supposed to be the ultimate in luxury and was at that time the costliest car in the world.
Oh, how many of them were there?
So there were about 700 odd cars which were made
in the whole world.
In the whole world, in the whole production of Rolls-Royce Phantom IIIs. And a significant number came to India because at that time the Maharajas were in full flow. So this was the ultimate car for them to buy, and all the big states had their Phantom III.
So, and what about this is intact and original, and which bits have you worked on?
So this car's speciality is the fact that this was actually restored and brought to this condition by one of the world's finest restorers, which is a company in England called P&A Woods.
Okay.
They have large collections. I mean, they have a connection with India for years, and even recently they have been in and out of India in terms of helping people restore cars. So this has been actually done up by them. So the level of restoration and the originality in this car is exceptional.
Just for you guys to know, this is actually the horn those days, correct? Am I
right?
Yeah,
that's the horn.
These
and
are
that
the horns.
stick here is for the flagstaff. So
that's for the flagstaff. That's not an antenna.
Yeah.
It's for your little flageshwari.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in now.
Yeah,
You're in the driver's seat. You go from the driver's seat. Going to the driver's seat. So I'm going to get in from this side, and the doors open like this. Come, let's have a seat. So we are inside the Rolls-Royce, and now you're going to tell us all about these things.
Okay, so let me tell you about the kind of body styles, because Rolls-Royce were bespoke cars, and the guy who ordered a Rolls wanted exactly what he wanted, and Rolls-Royce would deliver that to him. So you could have an open car, you could have a partly open car, you could have a limousine like the one this is there, which was
This
meant
is the
for,
covered one.
This is the fully covered one with spare seats.
Correct, at the back.
This one specifically has catering, a vanity case, it has a bar at the back. So this was made for the ultimate luxury of a closed car. But Rolls-Royce would also make one for a hunting shoot. For a shoot, they would give you an option of an open car. They would also do customized cars where you could keep your servants or helpers along with you, because when you went out, Maharaja would have to have some help around.
So what is this?
So these are the things which can push the windows out so that the breeze comes in.
Can you do that right now?
It
take a
requires,
while. Okay, fair enough.
And the woodwork is again customized with veneer put in, so that you have this polish, which is a car which is almost 70-80 years old, and the condition is exceptional.
Exceptional, right? This is the carburation.
Yeah, so this car has a system where you can even control part of it like a cruise control in a modern car. You can increase the acceleration from your hand itself. It has a timing thing which if you're going faster you can increase the timing of the car. And it caters for almost every possibility. There's a dual braking system. So if your brakes fail, there will be a backup brake system. It has a phenomenal suspension for this size of car. And they have tried to think of whatever you could possibly want, including if it rains, they've given you an umbrella.
Yeah, I can see that there's
And
a
it's a
literal
Rolls-Royce umbrella
here.
at
It's a
that,
Rolls-Royce umbrella.
Yeah.
But okay, so this says 84,000. Is it since then?
Since then,
Oh my God.
and the car, even in this condition, can easily cruise at about 100, 110 kilometers an hour. It could have gone up to 80, 90 miles in the good old days.
So you're trying to tell me all the material right now, maybe barring the, I'm
No,
not
even
sure
the
about
seats,
the seats,
even the seats are
back from 1920s.
from 1930s.
1930s,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
But this too?
Yeah, that's the rear
Oh.
view mirror for looking at the back. Now that is very helpful because you've got windows, mirrors on your side mount wheel as well. But handling such a big car, the chauffeur needs to be good.
Chauffeur needs to be good. I don't know about me. Let's go check out the engines.
So another thing which this car has, which is quite interesting, is that the Sahab could actually cut off the driver in case he doesn't want the driver to hear anything. So this window comes up.
Oh, this is the privacy.
Partition, it's called the partition
privacy
glass.
window.
So it gives him a little privacy to do naughty things and, and not let the driver know.
Oh, lovely. I like that. We don't have that anymore.
We don't have
don't
that
have that.
anymore. But then we are not Maharajas.
We are not Maharajas.
Yeah.
You could just stand on it. We've just
The boot
popped
is at the
open
back.
the bonnet. We've just popped open the bonnet to reveal what's inside. Take a closer, please. Explain. And also I want to know what parts are still as original and which ones you've upgraded.
So there's no upgradation. The car is absolutely as it was when it left the factory.
Wow.
This is one of the neatest layouts of a V12 engine. It's got its V12 distributor, which is one of the most complicated distributors. And for the first time, Rolls-Royce used an American carburetor. So normally they would have their own patented carburetors, but this time they used an American carburetor because production had to be increased and Rolls-Royce started taking parts from others, which they normally would not do. And so it's supposed to be one of the smoothest engines developed in the 30s, and that was the speciality of the V12.
So when someone is looking to buy a vintage Rolls-Royce, what are the few things he should check out most importantly?
Well, when you
Besides
buy a
the
Rolls-Royce,
general
you have to see the provenance
Of
of
course.
who's maintained it, and that adds value, and who's kept it, because normally a Rolls-Royce owner would have looked after it well.
Okay.
But some have gone into this, in a bad state because the people couldn't maintain it financially. And you see the originality.
Okay, what should you be checking for?
How much of the car has been, how do I put it, jugadu kaam, which we Indians love.
Fair enough.
So just to make it sure that we somehow make it run, we'll change things. And that is what ruins the originality. It might get the car working, but it will kill the originality.
Fair enough. Inside the Rolls-Royce, inside.
Yes, so like I said, that these cars were made specifically to orders. So whatever the client would want in terms of any additional thing which he would then require. So occasionally these Maharajas and all would say that we might need to take our kids along. So there are 2 extra seats which have been provided here in case you need suddenly an extra passenger.
Oh.
And
Wow.
Similarly, there is a vanity case in case the lady
Have to-
needs to quietly have a look and touch up her hair. And
Why quietly? We'll do it openly.
yeah, you could do it openly. Yeah. So, and you can put perfume or whatever else is needed to beautify yourself for the occasion, because these cars, because of their limo building kind of style, was for evening outings to operas and so on and so forth.
This is a armrest.
This is an armrest which has this thing, and this particular design was made famous by this movie called Goldfinger, where James Bond is chasing this guy who is running in a yellow. It's called the yellow Rolls-Royce, where this guy who's the villain is going in a Phantom III. This is that model of the Phantom III.
Wow. So most importantly, Ranjit, we want to know if it's a passionate collector, but maybe not with a lot of means. These are expensive cars. There is a lot of uptake. There's a lot of everyday maintenance. What would you suggest?
Well, first I would suggest that for cars like this, you need deep pockets and a lot of passion. A combination of both. These are top of the line cars. They require maintenance, they require looking after, and you can't take shortcuts with cars like this. So they are available, but they are available at a price, and you have to have that kind of look. And what happens a lot of times, the people have the money, and like a modern car, they would invest this kind of money to buy a car like this because it's outstanding in terms of a conversation piece or something to look at, but then they don't drive them enough.
Fair enough.
And if the cars are not driven, they'll give trouble.
So how much mileage does it give now? I mean, you've been curating
This
it.
car, surprising for a 12-cylinder engine on a reasonably decent road would give you 4-5 kilometers to a liter.
Oh,
Yeah.
even now.
Yeah, even now.
Even now?
Yeah.
And you, okay, so we are like, we can drive it. Obviously, the rally drivers would be taking it for much longer. On the parts where the actual construct of the engine is concerned, right? How are you, have you kept the original, let's say it goes up to this much speed, has that been worked upon? The
So
fuel
like I
efficiency,
said,
is it the same?
the thing about these cars is that they have to be as they left the factory.
I see.
So
That's
you
the
do
value.
you do not change anything in the car which will change the originality of the car. And we take great efforts in trying to say that even if it's a thing like this, which is something you hold with a, but it has to be old. It has to be of that design.
Correct.
It can't be a new piece of cloth with a leather tied round and said, "Ki, this is serve the purpose." It is not serving the purpose. It was designed for a purpose and it has to be brought back to that.
So what kind of oils are we using now? The transmissions, is it exactly the same? Please tell us a little bit about the
Okay,
meat
so
of
now
the...
these are things which are coming up which are creating a little bit of a problem for old cars, that ethanol is being mixed in the fuel. We really don't know the effect on these cars, but I'm told that they gum up and are not suitable, so some sort of additive would have to be added. Similarly, the oils which we get now are suitable for modern cars, but they are not thick enough for the older cars because our clearances of the bearings are designed for a different oil, this thing. So I managed to get oil made specifically for these cars, and a lot of our community then share that same oil.
Oh,
So we need SAE 50 grade oil, which is normally not available. You get multi-grade oils and all, which could work. I mean, they do work for cars, but you will find that maybe the car's heating up goes up because they are not getting enough clearances for the oil to flow.
I see.
So
I
we
see.
require thicker oil for these cars.
Oh, lovely.
And
Good
you
to know.
go to the extent of telling guys, okay, make a lot for me and we'll share it.
Oh, customized oil बनाया जी.
Customized oil.
Customized oil. We're making customized oils.
ये Rolls-Royce है तो इसमें customized ही होता है मामला.
Indian नहीं डालते. So now we're going to check out the 1929 LaSalle. This is an American one. Beautiful burgundy red. And Mr. Malik is going to be telling a little bit more about this. And we're going to hop on into it. And... Oh, wow. Okay. So this is what? Red burgundy. It's beautiful. Safe
So this
driver.
is the story of the Lal Ghodi, Lal Lagam kind of thing. This is the epitome of American power. So this is a sister car make to the Cadillac. And in those days, the European cars had a better image. So the Americans copied the Hispano-Suiza and they took a French name like LaSalle. But the engine is Cadillac, which is which the Americans were all about power.
Okay.
And their motto used to be, there's nothing like horsepower. You have to have horsepower. So this is a V8 engine. It's the same as a Cadillac, and it's open. So it's meant.
It's open, yeah. So there is something for a top up.
It has a top up, but that's very, very rudimentary. It just kind of protects you from.
Can someone focus on the dash? Tell us
Yeah.
about it. First of all, safe driver, safety medal. Why?
Correct. So when you have this kind of power, you need to be a little more responsible handling it. And
How many gears is this?
3. So the Americans, because of their gear ratios and the speeds, they normally had 3-speed gears, unlike the
So
European
2 plus
cars.
1 for reverse.
One for reverse and no, 3 for forward, 1 reverse.
Oh, Oh, so 4 gears.
4 gears,
Four
but the
gears.
reverse is not counted as I mean, that's a necessary gear for every car.
I see, it's American because the heat, is this a temperature?
Yeah.
This is in Fahrenheit, I can tell that. This is in Elgin.
Miles, that's in miles, so
This is
like the
miles.
American in miles. And
Oil.
that's the watch, and that's the speedometer. So
This is
that's
the
thing,
speedometer.
yeah.
And what is this? What is this?
That's the speedometer.
So this has run 67,946
Correct,
miles or
correct.
kilometers?
Miles.
Miles.
Yeah, miles.
I see. And what is that?
That's the pressure gauge for oil.
And what are these?
These are lights. When you are driving at night, then these are the lights which come on to the dash, so you can see the
These
meter.
are the dashboard lights.
Yeah,
And that is the logo for this
yeah, for
LaSalle.
this LaSalle model, correct.
And look at this. This is obviously, it's a stick shift. What is it? Acha. This is the,
That's the starter.
that's the starter.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you start?
So you
Show me
put
again.
the switch on and you press that and it starts up.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about LaSalle. How many of them were made? How did you get this one?
So the Americans wanted a car, the General Motors wanted a car between the Cadillac and the Oldsmobile, which were the two top of the shack ranges. And they came in with an interim model, which was the LaSalle. So they brought in all the refinement of a Cadillac and the design of a European car. So that's why how,
Did they cheat?
but not cheat,
not
they got inspired by Hispano. They say the LaSalle was inspired. Hispano was one of the finest makes which could actually compete with the Rolls-Royce.
I see.
Yeah.
Now this one, where did you get it from? What was the little bit of
This
the
was
provenance?
this was imported from US.
Okay.
Actually, America is the place where you can. They had cars from the early 1900s. They were car guys. They were lovely countries, open roads, and tons of money. So they were the guys where these cars went in huge numbers. So sourcing cars, and because of our 250 odd % duty, we need to source cars which have been kind of either abandoned or in very bad shape. Otherwise, the cost doesn't justify bringing in a car.
Interesting.
So these are brought in when they are in pretty bad shape. They have been abandoned for years, and our workmanship is cheap, our labor is cheap, and therefore we can take the time and you need crazy fellows like me who can put in the time to do that, restore it up.
So tell us one very, very interesting anecdote about procuring this car.
So we as a club and me personally, we worked on requesting the government to allow us to bring in cars because they had banned export of cars from India because of our heritage value. So when we said that, okay, you're banning cars pre-1950 for export, allow them for import, which they accepted the point, and therefore the cars started coming in. Now once you start importing the cars, the fraternity even abroad is the same. So very soon you get to know the same people who are Cadillac specialists and who are fond of this kind of hobby. So when I imported a few cars, people started identifying my name. So when I would talk to them, there was a rapport that you are also as crazy as me. So this was a 88-year-old fellow, this guy who owned it, and he said, I've got 6 projects which I have not completed in my life. And he sent me a video looking at his wife, as if she was responsible for the cars not getting completed. And he says that I'd be so happy if you can complete this car because I couldn't do it in my lifetime. And he gave me a very attractive price, and he says that whenever you finish, you let me know that the car is finished. And he says that I would think that it should take you at least 3 to 4 years because Americans work with their own hands. We are spoiled. We have a lot of labor to help us along. And to give you an idea, the kind of charges for a specialized car like this in America would be about $120 an hour.
Manual labor.
Specialized labor.
Specialized labor, yeah.
In India, we are about $120 a month. So that's the kind of difference, which is why you could do this kind of car up. And I finished this car in under 6 months.
Wow.
And I sent him the photographs of the car, and I invited him to come with his wife and stay with me and come and drive in one of our rallies.
He came all the way to India to see this?
So he said he would do that, and I expect him this year to actually come down.
Hello to him wherever you are.
Yeah.
So a bit about the engine though, while we're at
So
it.
it's an 8-cylinder engine. Like I said, it's a high compression, exact engine the same as the Cadillac.
Okay.
So which at that time was among the most fastest and the most sophisticated V8 engines made.
Those days.
Those days.
Lovely. Let's get to your other baby.
Sure.
We're now covering the 1931 V16 Cadillac. It's in a bluish grey. It's beautiful. This is the third of his babies, and now we're going to pop on into this, and you're going to hear more about from us. Please, let's sit into this now. Whew. Beautiful color. I think my favorite. Now we're in this vintage 1931. Now look at the dashboard. I think it's metallic, is it?
Yeah.
And not wood. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about now this one.
So this is what we would call the exotics of the vintage and classic world. So there are the top of the shack cars like the Duesenbergs and the V16s and the V12 Packard, which are considered supercars of that era. And there were very few made, and then depression happened, so the car industry absolutely went kaput,
So what
But-
was the definition of supercars at that point?
which were a shade above even the best.
I see.
So Cadillac's brief to their engineers was that they wanted to make the best car in the world. And till that time, nobody had made a V16.
I see.
Even subsequently, very few people have tried making a V16 Cadillac. So Cadillac actually one of the first people which came in with the V16 engine.
Oh, I see. I did not know
And
that.
for a long time, nobody could beat the kind of horsepower except Duesenberg, which this car pumped out. So this, at that age of 1930, was pumping out 180 bhp.
Oh,
So this was supposed to
seriously?
be the ultimate American dream and a world beater in that sense.
So the speed, so the first car we sat into, what was the speed in that one? Top speed it could take? The 19
That V12
V12.
would be about 160 bhp. This was slightly more.
Okay.
But in terms of the engine size, this one is even bigger than the V12.
Could they take
got
this
a-
off-roading?
Well, not off-roading. This was supposed to be the, the great Gatsby look. So you don't off-road with a car like this.
I was just trying to be a little evil now. And so this is all in metallic now, right?
Yeah, this is called the knurled finish.
The knurled finish.
Knurled. So
spell
the
it?
metal is knurled with under a lathe machine to get
Okay.
this finish.
And this is specifically for this dashboard design is for this.
So yeah, so these were again custom made by either Fisher or by Fleetwood.
I see.
And you could customize it a little bit, though they had their standard range, which American cars offered almost 10 or 12 options. So this was the most sporty, where it's only a two-seater,
Yeah.
and it's got a seat at the
So
back
this
for
is
your
where
mother-in-law.
the hair would fly and the girl would try
and
to
you would be pumping along the highways.
all
and-
of that. But there's
Yeah.
no music system here.
No, those days there was no music
Oh,
system.
those days there were no music
The music you made yourself. You didn't have a music
So
system.
sorry.
So the Americans say that if you're rich, why whisper about it? You might as well shout. The Britishers have a little more subdued look on it.
So why do we have two separate? Sorry.
no, so the make could be anything,
I see.
but this finish of a white-black finish is what the Europeans preferred, whereas the Americans
Versus the
liked
Americans like the white
a little louder finish.
So now we want to know.
Now this is one of the most exquisitely designed engines of that era.
Yeah.
This is the V16 engine, and till fairly recently, when Bugatti probably came out with the V16, very few manufacturers have gone up to a 16-cylinder engine. So this was a work of art.
So you're saying this?
And this is a V16 overhead. Subsequently, Cadillac did make a V16, but that was a side valve engine, which is not so desirable, and among the collector fraternity is looked down upon as a
I see.
mediocre kind of thing.
I see. So we're getting inside.
So, like I said, that these are amongst the rarest options of a V16 Cadillac, and for this particular car, we really had a very interesting thing, that the guy who has the most amount of spare parts for the V16, including owning 6 himself, owns a striptease joint in New York. So I had to send my young son to New York and negotiate with him for a lot of parts which was missing in these cars. And he was the most delightful fellow, who was even charitable enough to tell my son that you could go and enjoy
The
the
striptease.
striptease if you so wished.
Superb.
So,
Obviously, he had this car. Look at all the ladies he must have had, no, by then.
So we really worked on this car to put it together. It was in terrible shape.
Which
And-
I can see, I can detect that this is absolutely untouched. Oh, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this particular.
And just the fact that we managed to get it together, and it was entered at the recently held Oberoi event as one of our entries. And yes, this is nowhere near the original car which would be there in the American V16. But we are quite proud to have got close to what the original would have been.
Lovely. Tell us something amazing, literally, about this engine bit within the chassis now.
Okay, so while restoring the cars, like I said, we got it in almost in parts. And one of our biggest problem was to get the carburetors going.
I see.
So we managed to do up the engine, but she wouldn't run well. And we tried contacting experts of the Cadillac club, and we contacted people. And suddenly at that time my son was studying in Utrecht, and he got in touch with a guy in Netherlands who was surprisingly a Cadillac expert in Netherlands. And he said the carburetors you are using is for the V8 and the V12 Cadillac, and the ones which were made for V16 were different, which we did not realize. So he said, I have a set, which was absolutely surprising that a guy in Netherlands, and he was an 80-year-old fellow, he would come up with an original set of carburetors for
Where are they?
Here they are.
Ah, these are the ones.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. So there was a make called Johnson's.
I want you to zoom.
Which is subsequent.
This is the carburetor story.
So it has two carburetors and one on each bank. There are banks of 8 and 8. And he was a very, very nice guy, and he helped me get these two carburetors, and my son brought them in. And since then she runs beautifully. And
imagine. So where are so the pistons now the same size? Have you supersized them? Have you played around with them?
No, because there are 16 of them, the size is not significantly bigger.
I see.
But the capacity of the engine is close to 8 liters.
Damn. And the fuel is the same as what you told
me.
Fuel.
All fuels are the same.
All fuels are the same. I'm going to try to get into the back seat of this, and you have to do it from the outside, and there are literally stairs outside for me to get in. I'm trying. Okay.
Pretty good.
Actually,
yeah.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
And you managed the skirt as well.
So two people can sit at the back.
Yeah.
And this?
So this is called the Roadster design, which is a very American design for this kind of look rarely came in European cars, but the Americans loved this kind of thing. Some called it the mother-in-law seat, where she would sit at the back and make sure
I like that. Or maybe puppies.
Yeah.
Or extra boyfriends.
This was, so it was, when you want it to be just a couple, then you drive in front. And when you want an extra seat, these two are available.
You can say hello to the frame now. Come
other cute story about this particular car. So the other thing which is very interesting about this body style is got this door, and this is for a golf set.
Oh.
So you are now you are in the Great Gatsby era. So you take a V16 Cadillac to a golf course, and you take out your golf set from here, and then you go. So.
Wow.
But the cute story about this particular car was that when the judges came to judge this car, they said, how come the door is bigger than what it should be in the original cars?
Oh.
So my son gave a rather smart answer. He said, in India we have larger, bigger golf sets, so we need a bigger door. Which was a nice way of getting out of it, that the gate is actually wrongly made. It should have been smaller.
Don't worry, it doesn't end here. We're going to be checking out Vikram Malik, Junior Malik, with a degree in economics and a semester abroad overseas. He went and fell in love with European car culture firsthand. Being surrounded by vintage and classic cars since childhood, his fascination has not ended with just being fascinated. He started restoring his own little babies. We will check out his Sunday morning drives with his friends and the cars that take him around. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and share. Shweta Stockies bringing you fabulous content.